Good evening, friends. Today we are discussing the power of words and with respect to chakras. First three chakras I'm going to describe today. So the chakras and the words of such personalities. Here, Krishna's and Arjuna's, that Kurukshetra scene, if you remember, if you recollect from the words of Arjuna, Vishada Yoga, he feels so sad. He was so reluctant to fight with his enemies, the so-called relatives. Then Krishna rightly says, you do your work. You don't be in that possessive and affectionate relation with them. You detach yourself from that bonding. That's why if you take an example of Arjuna, he represents the words which are not really truthful, which are always emotionally and physically connected to the relations. But if you take, for example, Krishna, he has given Gita, Bhagavad Gita. He said, everything you do without expecting any result. You do your duty. You become Subha Subha Parityagi. Don't think of Subham and Ashubham. You sacrifice both. You don't think of it. You just Parityarij. Means you just leave it aside. You just do your work. That's it. Though I am saying this is right for you or this is the truth, I still remember one thing. I can remind you one thing. Yadha ichchasi tadha kuru means whatever your ichcha, accordingly you do your work. That's why first you correct your words. When you correct your words, only you can correct your actions. This is what is given by Bhagavan Krishna, who is the Sahasrara master. If you come to chakras, basically I told you there are three fields: Bhavana Kshetra, Vak Kshetra and Karma Kshetra. Bhavana means thoughts, means the field of thoughts, the field of words and the field of action. These three always they are aligned with each other. But especially the Bhavana and the action, they can be controlled. But your words, Vak Kshetra, it cannot be controlled. It comes spontaneously. And there are 7 chakras, Shat chakras we call. The first 3 chakras are called lower chakras. Mooladhara. So those who are with that Mooladhara Tattva, they always remember, I am repeating once again, the lower chakra, first lower chakra is Mooladhara chakra. So those who are in that Tattva, they behave this way, they talk this way. Always they think of materialistic things, they think of physical things. Always their attention is the physical level only. They cannot think beyond physical level. Henceforth, they pray and they request somebody, the divine God. They see God in only temples and the statues. And they think that they give everything, not that we manifest our thing. They believe very strongly somebody has to give. Henceforth, they go for prayer. So they wish for their son's wedding or their son's job or son's education or daughter's education or mother's health or mother-in-law's wealth or sister's problems. Everything they link only physical level. So this particular Mooladhara Tattva people, always they talk with respect to their physical level and even Laukik. Laukik means materialistic things. They always wish for, they always pray for materialistic things, the physical things, the bodily things, the relationships. They never think beyond that. They can never ever imagine there is something beyond that. So they always stick to prayers, and they always in a state of fear, doubt, and uncertainty. They always express that fear. Maybe something wrong may happen. And they believe very strongly fortunate and unfortunate horoscopes and vastu, everything. So this is Mooladhara Tattva. Then comes Swadhisthana Tattva. Swadhisthana Tattva people, they are very much confined to physical level. But physical level, not only the relation and acquisition, they just go little higher step. That is, they want to acquire power. Like they want to become MP, they want to become MLA, they want to get some power, some post, some designation to command others, to get some power to rule others. So though they have that little awareness, but they confine only to their energies and their words to physical level. They use their power of speech to get that power. They use their words to retain that power. Only physical level. There won't be any other thing in it. Even they also cling to prayers. See, I don't mean to say that prayer is a wrong thing. Prayer is very good. But when you believe, when you're a God, you never think that somebody else will come and do that work for you. So you never get confidence within yourself. You are a dependent person over there. You're depending on somebody. You're not depending on your real divine potential. So this particular Swadhisthana people also, they're very much particular about possession of power. And the possession of power, and that makes them always again cling to that. Because once you attain that power, you want to retain that power. To retain that power, again, you repeat the cycle. So this is also physical level. They cannot go beyond physical level. And they cling to prayers. And the next one is Manipuraka. Manipuraka, Tattva, always, it shows some higher level. They want to learn music. They want to excel music, or they want to paint, dance, writing literature, or great orators. They excel some other art. They want to achieve something. They want to get PhD. They're highly educated. Their thirst for knowledge, their thirst for education is highly, highly appreciable. But these people also, they cling to the physical level. Always they want to attain, or they want to achieve their goal, whatever the physical level goal. They want to achieve the degree, or they want to achieve some fame, or name, or wealth. It clings around this. So this also, again, when you are asking somebody, always you cling to prayer. Remember, you want something means you request somebody. You're not in a giving position. You're not feeling that abundance. So these three chakras are lower chakras. So they are physical level, that Laukik, materialistic things. And they always go for prayers. And the moment somebody says something, immediately they just put a hold to their balloon of energy. Mostly they listen to other words and they carry that feelings, and they feel very, very depressed or down-spirited at times. Most of the time, these three chakra people, they depend on, they look above for the Vishuddha chakra people. Because they can see only Vishuddha chakra people. Vishuddha tattva people. And these three tattva people, there is one more thing. There is other category of vaku. That is, excuse me. That is Shubha Vaku, Ashubha Vaku, and Satya Vaku. Means always they speak good. Always they speak Ashubh. Always they speak Satya. So these are the three. So who are the three categories who speak always good or who speak always Ashubh or those who speak good? Satya. When you consider this, first three chakras, that lower chakras, whatever I mentioned, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka, they always, most of the time, they speak Ashubha Vaku. Because they don't believe in their divinity, they don't have that confidence of manifesting their life on their own. They always depend on some external force. So they always have the fear, uncertainty, lack of confidence, doubt, comparison, competitiveness from others, with others. These all things make them always feel very insecure, very inferior. That's why most of the time they struggle with inferiority complexion also. So undoubtedly they speak always Ashubh. Anything, first thing they say, I think it's not good. Let's try some other way. For everything they find some other loophole, some other disadvantage. So the moment anything comes, they cannot think of good. So always they speak such words. So these three levels are lower levels of tattvas, and this walk, their power of words will be like this. Then comes the fourth. The fourth is Anahata. Anahata is also a bridge between the lower chakra and higher chakras. Lower three chakras and higher three chakras. So here in Anahata, it's a mediocre. These people, this tattva people, they always speak in a mediocrity. Means they cannot be fixed to either the meditative state or the prayer state. They just move in between. But they want peace. Anahata chakra people, the tattva people, always they want peace. So they don't cling to, see, when you cling to materialistic and physical level, you cannot get peace. Because, you know, once you acquire one house, you want to get one more. Once you buy a car, you want to get some more good model. Because every year it changes. So the people who are clinging to that, for example, Manipuraka, if somebody, they attain some level at the learning of Vidya, they want to attain the utmost state like the Vidvams. Or like Swadhisthana, if they acquired MP post, they want to get minister post. Because physical level, always there will not be any saturation point. You all know better than me. You want to acquire more. As you acquire more, you want to acquire more. There will not be any stop or any ending for it. Henceforth, you lose your peace of mind. You lose that serenity. You lose that divinity. You lose that calmness. You really, sometimes you forget whatever you have. You forget to enjoy the bliss. You forget to enjoy the gift given by the universe. You forget to enjoy the gift already within you, the innate quality. So, it ends up with miserable struggle. But this Anahata people, that's why they look to get peace. Somehow they try to get peace from some other devices, practices. So Anahata, is actually a bridge between the lower and higher chakras. And these people also, at times, they go for mostly prayers because somewhere they have that tint of asking something. But this asking something is not any other materialistic thing. It is only peace. So these 4 chakras, I hope I am clear. So I am repeating Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka, Anahata. So Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipuraka, always they speak Ashubh. Anahata and Visuddha, they speak Shubhavak. Anahata people, though they have that like a Madhya mark, mediocrity, they always speak, try to, because they want to find peace. If you want to really experience peace, only one thing you can do is always you be with your inner soul. How do you get that connectivity? How do you get that happiness? When you close your eyes, when you be with your breath, when you enjoy the divinity, then only you will understand. Otherwise, that you never understand. Silence and connecting to yourself is the real blissful moment for anybody. So once you know that, you will be understanding there is a process where you can get that peace on your own. So Anahata people, they try searching for such means and they will be doing that sadhanas, and henceforth they change their power of speech. They try to always in a knowledge pursuit mode. Henceforth, they always speak Shubhavak. So the next 3 chakras are Vishuddha, Agnya and Sahasrara. Vishuddha chakra people are mostly be seen and identified by all other people. Everybody, the 3 lower level like Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka, Anahata, these people can immediately identify Visuddha, and role model for them is Visuddha chakra people only. So tomorrow we'll go deep into this Visuddha, Agnya and Sahasrara Tattva and their categorization of their way of words and all, and how we can really manifest our own reality with our words. As a conclusion, we'll see. But one thing I would like to say, nobody we can permanently call Muladhara Tattva or Manipur or Swadhisthana. All these 7 chakras, mostly they interchange within one's progression of life. But undoubtedly, there are some people from the birth, they blossom their innate qualities. They have example, Sahasrara example, Prahalad. We'll go in detail tomorrow. They have their own divine spirit since the beginning of their life. But once, if you can really look into yourself, how I can change my words. With sadhana, anything can be changed, my dear friends. Sadhana is the only tool. Meditation is such a tool. How you can utilize it, you will understand once you start using it in your life. But it is not so easy to catch hold of it. If you start practicing only, you will understand the importance of it. The moment you understand, you will get it and you will practice it in your life, and then you find that miraculous change in your life. Always be aware of what you are speaking. Be aware of what you are thinking. Be aware of what you are doing, especially when it comes to words, because words they play magical in your life. When you are soft spoken, when you are always a person who speaks truthful words, when you are very sincere at your real divine feelings, when you are conscious, always speaks the real words of the faith, then that fragrance can be touched to anybody. So be aware of your words. Practice makes person perfect. One can practice anything. There is nothing impossible in this world. Nothing impossible. You can be in Krishna Tattva, the Sahasrara Tattva. If you are not interested to speak the things which are not good for you, that's why I always say rumors and gossips, they are like weeds, unwanted and uncultivated plant, how it is damaged, yes, to the fertile soil. In the same way, in this fertile soil of heart, beautiful divine heart, the gossips or rumors about others will not help us. So the moment you understand, it's no way benefit us, it's not at all required, without any hesitation, remove it. You clear it off, you declutter it. And then you will understand everything comes in your way. You will accept and you enjoy that and you adopt a new thing, the divinity, and your words automatically, always they are truthful words. They really make the difference in our life. So have a wonderful time, my dear friends. So I'll stop and tomorrow I'll continue with Visuddha, Ajna and Sahasrara Tattva people and how we can really make our life beautiful with our words. So anything to be added?